Hey everyone, welcome back. It's summer break, and while kids are busy having fun, I decided to take on my first ever furniture makeover. This is our old TV unit. We actually thought of selling it, but my son started using it to store his toys, books, and games. So instead of letting it go, I thought why not turn it into something more useful. My plan is to turn it into a cool, functional study unit just in time for the new school year. Now it's made of particle board with a laminate finish, not the easiest material to work with, but it's solid, it has a good shape and doesn't need any repair. So I'm diving in. And one of the upside of this project is the doors are held with magnetic latches, which means no hardware to remove. That's a big plus because drilling into laminate more than once isn't a great idea. I just taped over the glass doors with newspaper and that's it, ready to get started. I picked up a few supplies from my local hardware store like sandpaper, primer, paint, turpentine oil, and I have already given the whole unit a good wipe with a regular cleaner. Now comes the most important part of prepping, sanding. Luckily the laminate isn't glossy, it has a matte finish with a bit of texture, but I still gave the top surface a good sanding to add some extra grip for the primer and paint to stick to. It took me nearly 2 hours to sand every nook and corner. I wish I had a sanding machine, it saved so much time and effort. Once everything was sanded down, I wiped the entire unit with a damp cloth to remove all the dust. Now that the furniture is all prepped, it's time to protect the workspace. I am laying down a plastic sheet to keep things clean and mess-free while I paint and prime. Just a quick but important step to save the cleanup time later. Alright, it's time to prime. Primer plays a big role in any furniture makeover, especially with laminate surfaces like this one. It helps the paint stick better, gives a smoother finish, and makes the whole thing more durable in the long run. I applied 2 coats of primer because usually 1 coat isn't enough to get that smooth, even finish. Before you go in with the second coat, make sure the first one is completely dry. This helps avoid peeling or uneven texture later on. And now it's time for painting. I chose this lovely shade of blue enamel paint that fits perfectly with my son's room. Enamel paint is a great choice for laminate furniture because it gives solid coverage, it's waterproof and super easy to maintain. I did 2 coats and that was enough to get a smooth, rich finish. I used a brush for primer and roller for the paint. Looking back, I definitely should have used roller for priming too. It would have given me a much smoother finish than the brush. The painting is not completely done yet, but I have to say I am already happy with how it's coming together. There is just something satisfying about seeing the transformation take shape layer by layer. Up next is my favorite part, adding a bit of character and making it truly one of a kind. That's the best part of DIY. You get to design it exactly the way you want. I ordered this memo board with clips from Amazon. There was a version with baskets too, but since I already have a couple at home, I went with just the board. I really wanted it in white, but the size I needed was only available in black. So of course, I painted it white myself. My son loves football, so I picked up this black and white peel and stick wallpaper for the back panel of the unit. It's such a simple detail, but it really makes a difference. It breaks up the solid color, adds some depth, and gives the whole unit a bit more character. It's a small touch, but it pulls everything together beautifully. And even the desktop trash bin got a little glow up. It was totally clashing with the new setup, so I gave it a quick coat of paint, painted a checkered pattern to match the wallpaper, and now it blends right in and looks like it was always part of the plan. For storing stationery, I am using these little wall hanging planters. They were super affordable and honestly they work perfectly for holding pens, markers, scissors, basically all the small stuff. Honestly, they look like they belong there, like fancy little holders that just happen to also be planters on the side. Almost done. Now it's time to put everything in place. It's so satisfying to see it all come together. I still can't believe I pulled off my first furniture flip. I was a bit nervous at first, but now I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. Without any deconstruction, just a fresh coat of paint and a few thoughtful touches, I transformed an old TV unit into a functional study unit. It feels incredible to give my son a space that's truly his, just in time for the new school year. Let me know in the comments what you think about this transformation. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for now. See you next time. Goodbye.